Honestly, we'd been working on him for so long that I thought he was gone. I started mentally preparing for what was about to come.
This chick, seriously, she's going down.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jackson!
22-year-old Josh Burke is Bondi's new trainee.
Trainees, when they first start, they're all energetic and they're stoked it's the best job in the world and they're just hanging down the beach. But there's another side of being a lifeguard. It can be quite distressing and also very confronting.
A few weeks prior to the season, Burke was faced with the harsh reality of lifeguarding at Bondi.
A call came through the tower from a member of the public that was up on the point there at Marks Park. There was a person holding their bag floating in the water, and then he rolled over and was face down.
Where was this guy?
We didn't know whether he was rock fishing, whether he was walking around the cliffs. It was really unknown.
The unconscious man was retrieved on the jet ski. Waiting on the shoreline, Beardy, Maxi and Joel were joined by trainee Burke.
We raced down to the patient and we were straight on the chest doing a resus. Honestly, we'd been working on him for so long that I thought he was gone. I started mentally preparing for what was about to come.
But a shock from the defibrillator successfully restarted the man's heart.
When the paramedics let me know they had a pulse, it was an amazing feeling. As a lifeguard, when there's a resus, our job is to get that patient into the ambulance with a pulse, and we did that. To bring someone back from the dead, it's an amazing thing.
All I can hope is that by tomorrow I know that this guy survives. He's going to be able to talk to his family and have a good Christmas.
Soon after, news of the man's condition is relayed to the tower.
Hey, how are you?
Cool. You guys did an incredible job out there.
Yeah, cheers. Everyone gave that guy the best chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, mate, unfortunately, we've had some advice from the hospital. Has passed away.
When I found out the patient didn't survive, I was pretty gutted. It was a pretty devastating feeling, like I thought about his family and if he had kids.
Left the beach with a heart rhythm, and the combined work of all the guys that got him out of the water, the CPR on the water's edge, the boys did an amazing job.
When it's out on the headlands and around rocks, a lot of that stuff's out of our control. But any drowning that we get makes your lifeguards alert, though, that something major could happen no matter what the day can bring.
The man's death is a sobering start to Burke's first season as a Bondi lifeguard.
It reminds you that the job we're doing is protecting lives, and sometimes people do die. It's a life and death situation down at the beach, so it does bring that back.
Summer holidays dawn on Bondi. Within hours, 40,000 people are sprawled across the beach. Identifying in-danger swimmers amongst the enormous crowds requires expert eyes. 16-year veteran Reidy has spent hundreds of hours scanning Bondi's south end. Reidy relies on the vantage point of lifeguards in the tower.
Started doing double-leg kicks.
Yeah.
Clint Kimmins has 7 years lifeguarding experience on the Gold Coast, but is in his first season at Australia's busiest beach.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's panicking. He's definitely no good.
Trainee Burke is also at the south end. He's on a rostered day off, but working as a buggy driver for the Bondi Rescue film crew.
And even on my day off, I was still watching the water. I knew something was going to go on down here.
It's just starting to open up now. That tide's really starting to drop.
Suddenly, 5 more swimmers lose their footing on the sandbank.
There's a few others out there now. I'm going to go in.
Just one.
Copy, mate. We'll keep eyes on you. 5 or 6 more people just lost their feet and started to panic.
Oi! Oi! Go in! Go in!
There are now 6 swimmers in trouble and only 1 lifeguard.
Yeah.
Saw him go in, I was like, oh, this is on. I started thinking I might have to go in here.
Yeah, central to Jethro.
Backup is 800 metres away at the north end.
Mate, there's a few more heads down there. It might even be worth just heading down that way, mate.
Usually the horn's really useful to clear a path, but on this day the horn wasn't working.
I was looking at other people in trouble thinking, geez, we need a few more lifeguards out here. Hey, buddy, oi, oi! Oi, swim to me, swim to me.
A man further in struggles to stay afloat. Trainee lifeguard Berkey is off duty and faced with a decision.
Mate, that guy was properly drowning. I knew I had to go.
But has the new recruit left his run too late? Loaded with 4 people, Reidy can't reach the worst swimmer.
Hey, buddy, oi, 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 swim to me, swim to me.
Mate, that guy was drowning.
As the rip intensifies, yet more swimmers are sucked out.
Yeah, central to North Rhino. There's about 5 heads now, so worth going in when you get there.
You've got to get on the board. Lay off your stomach. Stomach. No. Three arms out of the water.
Jethro finally arrives with first-year Bondi lifeguard Jack. Reidy, Berkey and a volunteer lifesaver manage 5 patients. 2 more swimmers cling to a small bodyboard. Jack heads for the 2 swimmers who are waving, when Jules identifies yet another person in trouble.
There's a chick close to shore who's like practically drowning.
You can't ignore when people are in distress.
PA Jack and tell him to turn around and go for the chick into his right. She's the priority.
There's now only 1 lifeguard left on the entire beach.
By the time I grabbed the megaphone, Jack had gone past it. I just had to get in there.
Jethro's going in.
People drown in a minute. You think they're sweet and they just sink, so you can't really leave that up to chance.
Escalated quickly.
Bruno Chent is visiting from Hong Kong with his family.
We've been looking for you on the wrong spot the whole time.
I am on the pedal. I try to swim as hard as I can. My kids are also here, so I'm really happy.
Is my dad seeing? No, you okay?
This is my 5th summer on the beach. You know, it's time for me to really step up. We've got a lot of new, inexperienced lifeguards, and you know, that puts me in a position to be someone to look up to.
No more swimming in the south corner.
The biggest challenge facing Bondi's lifeguards comes from within.
The big difference since last summer, we've had some of our most experienced staff leave the team. After 16 years, Yatesy's hung up his board shorts. After 18 years, Deano's decided to take the summer off to spend more time with the kids.
Yeah, I reckon you make your own luck.
And after 16 years, Corey has decided to drop back to casual.
That's the worst part on the whole beach.
You know, those 3 guys going, you lose about 50 years of experience, and it's very, very hard to replace that in one summer.
To fill the gaps, Hoppo has launched the biggest recruitment drive in the lifeguards' history.
Usually we only put on 1 or 2 new lifeguards. You know, this year we've got 6 plus a trainee, and they are going to really need to step up.
So we've got 24-year-old Sam. He's a very big bloke. He shows a lot of presence on the beach. 22-year-old Luke, a young Bronny local. Ex-football player, Will. 23-year-old Jack, who's a former lifeguard from up at Manly. Then we've got Gavin Stevenson, a.k.a. Baggis, who's a former lifeguard down here.
And rounding out the team is Bondi's star recruit.
Clint Kimmins, a.k.a. Clipper. He's an unbelievable waterman, current triathlete and big wave surfer. We know what Clint's capable of. We're expecting him to perform down here.
This season, it's about the young guys adapting quickly. And for us old guys, it's about really stepping up.
Every new experience is a lesson for Bondi's latest recruits, especially when an old master is on hand to give a demonstration.
It's the middle of the day, you got an outgoing tide, and I'd been monitoring this little girl on a bodyboard.
Yeah, Hop, you've probably got that chick in front of you there. Yeah, attention all the swimmers in front. Need to come back to shore.
Hop's solid, he's been around a long time, and he's a bit of an iceman, you know, he very rarely boils over.
Might be in now. Yeah, Hop, you'll be in for sure, mate. She's freaking out.
So Hop gets out there to make the rescue, and as he does, the water starts to move a bit, and before you know it, we've just got a large volume of people in the water that can't swim. The rest of the beach is super dangerous, so to just hurry things along a bit, I just send Boo in.
It might be worth going for a paddle, Boo. Yeah, I'll go for a paddle.
See this wave get us. Hang on.
Of course, on the way out, Boo ends up grabbing a different new patient, and yeah, we just got the same problem on our hands still.
Just hang on.
Yeah. Thought I was only going for the one person, and then it became two, and next thing you know, there's four.
Hoppo is single-handedly faced with a mass rescue, yet doesn't signal for backup.
By this time in the tower, I'm starting to get a bit stressed out.
There's about 5 or 6 people caught in this rip.
As well as the 4 swimmers clinging to Hoppo's board, another 4 are looking for direction out of the rip.
Hoppo's got probably 8, maybe 9 patients, but I don't think he's concerned one bit about it. I've got the aircon on full blast because I'm overheating up there, and Hoppo's just out there lounging around, waiting for someone to paddle out a mojito or something to him.
Don't lose many. Yeah, Gons, can you go down and grab a board?
Finally, Hoppo reveals the secret behind his cool composure.
We were drifting quite easily to the sandbank, and I knew that I could get the whole 9 there without having any backup.
In here, guys, we'll drift over to the bank, okay? Don't go that way.
Hoppo, the master waterman, knows exactly where the rip will take everyone, as long as they stay calm.
Any other lifeguard probably would have waited for some assistance, but he knew he could handle the situation one out.
Right, we'll be outstanding. Okay, let's keep walking.
6 swimmers need nothing more than Hoppo's calm directions. The remaining 4 disembark with the boss.
I don't think I've ever seen a lifeguard have that many patients and not even paddle one stroke.
All right, there you go.
But he pulled it off with minimal effort, as he always does.
Eleanor and PG are cousins, originally from Italy.
I realized I was in trouble when a little girl asked me to save her, and I'm like, me? Shit, I'm in trouble. I was like, sure, don't be scared. And I was like, under this little board at the back, and then the lifeguard came.
Yeah, the lifeguard was very good, very good.
Oh, in my career, I've done many mass rescues because in the early days we were working on our own at the beaches, so it was regular. You'd be bringing in, 4, 5, 6 people at one time.
I thought you might need the ultimate to back up. Yeah. Good rescue.
Still quite a satisfying event.
So it was exciting.
Pack up time, and the lifeguards issue their final announcements.
The lifeguard service is packing up and going home for the day. So you're going to be swimming at your own risk.
Some swimmers aren't heeding the warnings.
Central to South Rona, you got those heads, yeah?
Yeah, copy.
From my angle down the beach packing up, one of the swimmers in the group looked absolutely terrible.
I reckon you go for a paddle, Jules.
All lifeguards are drawn to the situation.
I reckon you're in. I don't know how good they look.
But the boss isn't making a move just yet.
We could see Jules and Hoppo observing, and we were really curious about when they were going to go.
She hasn't gone yet.
Oh, Hoppo's there.
You want to give swimmers all the chance to get out of a rip on their own, because then they're experiencing the situation they're in.
Hoppo wants the 3 people to stay calm. He can see the rip will move them onto the sandbank if they don't swim against it.
You will see what happens with this bed. It's kind of pushing them right onto the bank.
There's 3 guys out the back. We'll start coming back in.
Hey, those people are genuinely struggling. Hoppo's there.
I was thinking, why aren't these guys going in?
If you go in too early, sometimes they don't even realise they're in any sort of trouble.
Hoppo's steely composure comes from 27 years lifeguard experience.
They're close.
But it's now clear the 3 swimmers won't make it back on their own.
Hey, just go for it.
Jules is going to go for a pattern.
The moment I hit the water, you can hear people screaming and yelling.
At that stage, I could have gone in to back her up, but I wanted to get the experience of being able to bring 2 people in. I was quite confident she could do that.
I've got this inner voice that's going, if you can't do this, why have you got a blue shirt on?
Julian and Hannah are on holiday from Germany, along with their friend Farhat, who is held up by a nearby surfer. Harries radios the lifesaver jet ski to assist.
Can you just do us like a run down to the southern end?
Should be able to hold them, and then they'll drift pretty quick to that sandbank.
Copy, Hop. Yeah, all good.
Hoppo's sweet, mate.
I was like, you there, and then next minute, like the surf jet ski rocked up.
Offloading one person makes it easier for Jules. But as Hoppo predicted, the rip has sucked everyone onto a shallow sandbank. Jules and her patient are now in the impact zone. The jet ski weighs 500 kilos. A wave from the wrong angle could cause it to roll.
You're holding on to the patient, demanding that they hold on. You just have to brace.
The man has grabbed the lifesaver jet ski just in time. Jules and the woman must endure the next wave of the set.
Those waves are so punchy and powerful that they'll break on you and just suck you down.
Jules gives it a crack, you know. You got to be robust and tough. And Jules, she gives it everything she's got.
I've got to back myself and my ability because I am capable.
It's just the second time Hannah has visited Bondi. Jules makes sure it's not her last. Julian is delivered by the volunteer lifesaver jet ski and Farhat by a local surfer.
We are happy about the lifeguards. So
Yes.
they helped us really. I screamed help and she screamed as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I
then
was
the guys
very in
came.
panic.
Yeah.
It was definitely a good rescue, and in front of Hoppo, you know, didn't nosedive, didn't lose the patient. It's always a nice feeling knowing that you complete it to the best of your ability.
I understood why Hoppo didn't send Jules in earlier. That whole rescue, 3 patients were rescued with only 1 lifeguard. Yeah, Hoppo's been really good to me. Look, I look up to him. I've looked up to him since the age of about 5 or 6 when Dad started working here. And when I started, he took me under his wing, so we've got a really good relationship.
What I'd say to the Berkey as a trainee and the new guys coming on is just to stay calm and think about what you're going to do before you actually go and do it.
To get that cool, calm composure, you need to spend a lot of time on the beach, take deep breaths before you say anything on the radio, and understand that you need not to rush into situations. My goal one day is to have the skills like Hoppo, but the man's been on the beach for nearly 30 years, so I think it'll take a bit of time to get to that stage.
Yes,
instance, just raise your hands and a lifeguard will come help. Your attention in the water, please. Stay far away from that northern corner.
We've got 10 new lifeguards this year. A lot of them have got experience from other lifeguard services. Of the 10 new lifeguards, only 2 have not had lifeguard experience, and that's Eddie and Max McGuigan. Max, he's a surf champion from Maroubra, so he's got a lot of good water skills.
Max's first rescue at the beginning of the season was a chance to prove himself. And not just to the other lifeguards.
Can't wait to tell my mum and dad.
My dad didn't really care, but my mum was pretty happy with me. She was proud.
Several weeks later, and Max is now halfway through his first season.
The one out the back.
But he's yet to be truly tested at Bondi.
Being my first season down Bondi, I just need to prove myself to all the older boys, and it is heavy because there's a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Mid-afternoon, and Max monitors the north end.
Yeah, mate, it's flying out.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I can see from here.
Experienced lifeguard Skeeny patrols the middle of the beach, 500 metres away.
This afternoon, we do have very, very tricky conditions. It's starting to go low tide now, so the water's really going to start running out through all these rips, and the rips are really strong today, so we'll see what happens. Might be a couple of little rescues on.
The north end is often safe for swimmers, but not today. Parallel to the rocks, a rip known as the Bondi Express is looking for passengers.
I was in the tower and I was just looking out, and there was this little girl and she was in the rip and she was struggling.
Brother, it looks like the water is just lapping through there.
Yeah, I'm going to jump out quickly.
Is Max going in? Yeah. Oh, it's a little girl as well.
Once the North Bondi Express gains momentum, it's impossible to swim against.
Hi, thank you so
much. Patrolling North Bondi alone, Max is responsible for the safety of hundreds of beachgoers. Within moments, he's back in the water.
Max is still out there, eh?
Gone again.
I got back and I was looking out in that rip to see if anyone was in it, and there was 3 people in there, and they were travelling really fast, so they were in a bit of trouble.
3 swimmers are 50 metres from shore and going out to sea.
He's got 3 on there, eh?
The north corner rip is just really deep, and the water is just flying out at the moment.
Central is skinny.
Yeah, go ahead, flags.
You saw young Maxi back out there.
Yeah, I'll head down there now.
Yeah, might be good idea. He's got 3.
Danny and I, we've grown up around Maroubra. We're family friends, and he's taught me a lot. I'm definitely very close with Skeeny.
The speed of the rip is visible from the tower as Max and the 3 swimmers are swept further out.
Well, I knew I couldn't have all 3 of them on the board.
Put 2 on, hanging on. 3.
I just asked him if he was a good swimmer, and he said, yeah, he could manage himself, so he swam off to the rocks. I just got the other 2 ladies, one on the front, one on the back.
He's gonna hellman it. I hope he hellman.
He's going one at the front, one on the back.
The Hellman is a bold rescue manoeuvre for a first-year lifeguard.
So yeah, the Hellman is where you got one person on the front, like a normal rescue. You got a person on the back that you're gonna hold with your legs so they don't fall off.
He's got the hellman. I think Skeny's gonna go help him anyway.
I just remember seeing Jethro do it one time. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And so yeah, I just always thought about pulling it off and proving to the boys, proving to Jethro that I can do it as well.
I thought when I was racing out there that I definitely would have been grabbing one of the patients, because when you get 2 people, it can be really tricky.
Loaded with 2 people, Max sets himself up for the return trip.
Oh, you might get this out.
To be honest, when that wave started to grow in front of us, the girls started like screaming a little bit. I was just going, oh no, it's fine, but in the back of my mind, I was semi going, oh no, myself.
Oh my God, he's done it. Oh my God, he's done the hellman.
Yes, mate. I'm trying to race out, and here comes Max doing the hell man, coming down a wave with a smile from ear to ear.
Like, I'm skinny, I just let him go.
That was all time.
Seen Skinny flying out and he was going, "You want me to take one?" I was like, "Nah, mate, I've got this, eh?"
Empty-handed, Skinny checks no one else is in trouble.
Yeah, in a way I got snubbed, but it was a good snubbing.
Well done, Maximus. Well done.
We were just swimming and then we were chatting and then we got caught in a rip, and that was how easy that was to happen. I'm never going to go into a rip again.
Blokes with years of experience wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Throw one on the front, one on the back, leg lock and paddle in.
Yeah.
Killed it, mate. That was unreal. Max is one of those kids. I've known him since he was about 6 years old, and what he just done was a real good effort. I was proud of him.
New lifeguard Coops wasn't sure what to expect when he started at Australia's most celebrated beach.
I'm new to Bondi, but I've heard a lot of celebrities come down here to the beach. Over the years, we've had Paris Hilton, Snoop Dogg, Zac Efron, Mr. Bean, David Hasselhoff, Heidi Klum.
Oh my God, look at this. Look at her.
As a crowd rushes to take photos on the shoreline, it seems like Bondi's latest celebrity visitor has arrived.
When I saw a crowd form on the beach, I was wondering, who must this be?
You won't see today's celebrity on the cover of any magazines, but he does have a famous name.
This is Hefner.
Hefner? Like Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, well, his mum's name was Playgirl, so he got Hefner.
2-year-old alpaca Hefner lives up to his name with the ladies and looks great in any selfie.
That's not my first alpaca I've seen, but it's definitely the first one I've seen on a beach.
It's so random. Bring more, I say. Bring the herd.
Is that what alpacas are they called?
Maybe it's a pack of alpacas.
Hefner lives on a farm 3 hours south of Sydney. He's visiting Bondi on a day trip. Kids love him, and dogs, curious.
I see a lot of unusual things down at Bondi, so it never really surprises me what you see day in, day out down here.
People will come to Bondi from all over the world hoping to learn how to surf.
Collision! Oh!
But sometimes the dream comes crashing down. On an overcast day, a handful of surfers tried their luck in messy conditions. On the shore, a surfer has been reported in severe pain.
We saw a few surfers waving their hands down the beach, so me and Reidy jumped in a buggy and we drove down to South Bondi, and there we found a young Korean surfer who heavily injured his leg while trying to learn how to surf.
We'll just take the weight, we'll lift you up. You just put any pressure on it at all?
Oh!
Yeah. It's all right. All right, we'll just try and just
Thank you.
Evan is on a working holiday from South Korea. Learning to surf in Australia has been a lifelong dream.
Thank you so much, guys.
He had his first lesson yesterday. Today, he tried surfing unassisted.
It was pretty rough, pretty dangerous surf. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite the day of learning how to surf at Bondi.
You all right?
Hey, essentially, if you want to get some ice in the bed ready, we're just going to bring him up and have him in the shower.
Whether or not Evan's surfing dream is over will be determined by the extent of his injury.
Can't put any weight on it? Yeah, it's a little bit.
We decided we would just rest him for 20 minutes because that's usually a pretty telling sign when you have fresh injuries.
We'll chuck that on you to keep you warm. Thank you so much. No worries, mate. So yeah, 20 minutes and then we'll have a look again. Thank you. So you've lost a fin, yeah.
This is my fault. I was just trying to practice by myself, but it was just kind of accident to go far. I'm a working holiday visa, so surfing is really big thing in Australia. So I wanted to learn surf before I come back to my country, and it happened.
We get a lot of international tourists who just want to, tick the bucket list that they've surfed at Bondi Beach.
In Korea, there are no beach for the surfers. just only one. So this is my opportunity for learning surfing. I love it. Even though I'm not good at surfing.
Evan must go to hospital for scans.
Would you like us to call you an ambulance?
But getting there poses a problem.
No, I don't have insurance. Maybe I need to come back to my hospital, maybe take a rest. I think I need to go to the medical center, but I don't have insurance. That's a really big problem for me.
On his own in a foreign country, this injury could be the end of Evan's dream trip to Australia.
Maybe I need to come back to my country. Maybe. That is the worst situation, the worst.
And he chose to just, he got no insurance, so he chose to get to the hospital himself. You all right? I hope your knee gets better.
Yeah, I hope so.
Good luck with it, Ev.
So the last we saw of Evan, he was hobbling down the promenade after his surfing accident. We tried to reach out to Evan a few times to see what had happened to him, but unfortunately his number was disconnected. We couldn't find him. So Evan, if you're watching this, mate, come back down to Bondi and we owe you a surfing lesson.
The beach is a place where things are lost.
I just want to check your lost and found. Yeah, what have you lost? Sunglasses.
It's also a place where things are found. Whether it's a wedding ring,
Finally turned up.
a wallet,
Thank you very much.
or even a grandchild.
She was a bit worried about you.
Anytime something goes missing, a beachgoer's first port of call is the Lifeguard Tower.
We left a shirt with some khaki on the beach.
Like wrapped up in it.
Have you got a spare key in this house? Oh, no.
Uni students Xana and Bella are regular Bondi surfers.
Well, we just came down for a surf and had our keys and a bit of jewellery and a shirt on the beach and came back and it's gone, unfortunately. They've been stolen.
The thief has Xana's car keys. Eddie points out that they may be used to get into the car.
Can you see a car from here?
Yeah.
Because he could just be walking up and down, trying to open different cars to break in. Having grown up in Bondi, I totally know how easy it is to lose things down here and the amount of thieves that do get around.
Xana and Bella must stake out the car to make sure the thief doesn't steal that as well.
Wrapped the car keys in a shirt and it's gone.
So the girls don't know who's got their key and they're really worried about their car either getting stolen or broken into.
Our plan now is watch the car, see if anything kind of happens, if anyone tries to unlock it or whatever. There is no spare keys.
Unfortunately, that was my only key, yeah.
While Xana and Bella are in a world of pain, just behind the car park, Finnish techno fan Jyrki doesn't have a worry in the world.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, well, I'll see you soon.
Xana and Bella may need to have their car towed so it isn't stolen. When roadside assistance arrives, the news isn't good.
Well, we can't tow it.
Can't tow it?
It's locked. Door electronically shifted.
Okay.
Maybe the girls are going to have to set up a tent just here for the weekend and just watch their car the whole time.
We try to open it? Yeah, we try to open it, yeah.
It makes no difference if they have my key.
Yeah, there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
If the car can't be towed, perhaps the valuables can be retrieved.
No.
Best option, you get Audi on you Monday, Tuesday. So they've got their security keys and they can unlock it and then, go from there.
The guy who came to help us has said that unfortunately the car is deadlocked, so we can't get our stuff out. It can't be towed because of the way it's been locked, the wheels won't roll. So it's gonna have to stay here until somebody from the dealership can come and get it.
It sucks, but it's what can you do?
Just as Xana and Bella are faced with monitoring the car all weekend, a family approaches the tower.
Hey, mate. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, wow. No way.
Eddie,
that's so...
What do we got?
Because the girls are looking.
Yeah,
the only key they have.
Wow.
They'll be stoked.
Thank you guys so much.
Where'd you find it?
I don't know, someone make a mistake to put in our plate. We're asking all the friends, is there any shirt? And they say no.
Mate, thank you so much. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Right, see you later. Go, Eddie.
Oh, you're kidding.
Keys and shirt. There we go.
Can you hug?
Yeah. My theory on what happened is that someone has picked up your shirt thinking there might be valuables in there. They've stolen them.
Yeah,
and then they've walked. Yeah, you had some jewelry in your pocket. And then they realised that the key is useless to them, so they've just walked down the beach and dumped the shirt and the key in someone else's bag.
I'm grateful to that family, whoever they are, if they're watching.
Good one.
No worries, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
You've made a big difference to my week. Oh!
And what's the lesson Xana has learned from this sorry tale?
Get a second key.
Performing rescues in the surf, lifeguards must deal with unpredictable conditions. Capsizing is not in the textbook, nor is the dreaded nosedive. But all too often, it's the people they rescue that prove to be the most unpredictable. Today, Gons has spotted a young boy being helped by a surfer.
I look down south and there's a little kid he's got washed off the bank. So I've raced down there. Oh my God, that's pretty bad. It looked pretty urgent when I first seen it because he's been washed off, he's only young.
Yeah, we're coming to get you. Relax.
Thanks, mate.
Once handed over by surfers,
You want to jump on here, mate?
11-year-old Jad should be a straightforward rescue.
I used to surf. Did ya? Did you learn how to swim?
No.
Yeah, we're paddling back in and then this kid just does something I haven't really seen before.
Just trying to stand up. Here he goes.
All of a sudden, he just stands up on my board and starts surfing into the beach and...
Go, son.
He had a good ride. It was a good wave. Really good wave.
Jad makes a serious situation fun, but also learns a valuable lesson.
I tried my best to go on the shore, but I couldn't make it. So I needed help.
Pretty rare to happen, but yeah, you know, he wanted to have a bit of fun on the way back in and it was probably a 10-point ride.
What's in it? What's that?
Kids are among the biggest fans of Bondi's lifeguards.
And I'll come back and check on you, okay?
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Today, 9-year-old Azza from Western Sydney is desperate to meet his hero.
My favourite lifeguard is Mario. He's very lovable. When something happens, he makes sure everyone's okay, and it's making me want to become a lifeguard.
Azza and his family have driven an hour to come to Bondi.
Look at all the lifeguards. That's one day you'll be doing that, Azza.
It's my job.
It's your job? Your dream job? Yeah?
In quarantine, when I started watching Bondi Rescue, I've been addicted to it. I'm watching every single episode, the Bali episodes, all of them.
Little Azza doesn't know it yet, but Mario's heard that his biggest fan is on the beach.
I got to know there was a fan, a kid, really keen to meet me. I thought to surprise him. How are you? Yeah, good. You? Nice to meet you. Yeah. Heard you're a big fan of me.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Mario. We must.
This is my dream job, to become a lifeguard here.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's good. Come down anytime and train with us.
Yeah, that's the plan.
This is my job, you know, I don't doing for anything else. Suddenly, like, someone really wants to meet you. Yeah, it's cool.
1, 2, 3, cheers!
Enjoy your day. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Mario.
Azza never expected he would meet his idol.
What just happened? You just saw Mario. I'm really speechless, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I can't say anything. I have no words to describe what just happened.
Yeah. It's good, eh? It's worth coming to Bondi today.
It was.
Special day.
At risk of being overwhelmed by inexperienced swimmers, lifeguards break out the big guns.
So the jet ski on a day like this is fantastic. It really keeps all lifeguards on the beach. The jet ski then does all the rescues, and it's rare then a board has to go in.
Within minutes of launching, Jake is called to action.
There's about 30 people in that rip out the back of the flags.
All right, everyone, go in, please. Help us out. Look how many people we got here. We don't need you all out here. If you can't swim, please go back to shore. Thank you.
I think I was in the water for about 20 or 30 seconds before I was like picking up swimmers off the back of the flags.
Yeah. Get on.
Just seconds earlier, these swimmers were standing in shallow water.
They were just getting pulled off the back of the sandbank and they all just sort of clambered on.
Stop, five.
You can all keep an eye on that screen.
Hold on to me, all right? Yeah, hold on to me.
About 4 more hands just went up. One of you guys has to go.
4 swimmers hang off the ski.
Go, get off.
Out the back, more are in trouble. Sensing a potentially disastrous situation, Hoppo moves to a cover position.
There's like 30 people over there. It's a mass rescue right now.
Then at the north end, lifeguards spot a woman struggling in a rip.
She's starting to panic a bit.
This one sort of caught us off guard, and when we put our eyes on the rip that she was in, she was going under, and it was one of those moments where you're like, where's the lifeguards? Everyone's pretty far away, and she's in dire straits.
Put yourself up all the way. Hold on.
Loaded with swimmers, Jake can't leave his position.
All the way. We got
Hoppo's there.
The boys have spotted a woman in the rip and she's really struggling.
The situation has also caught the attention of volunteer lifesavers.
I'm in, mate. He's going.
And we're like, come on, mate, put some big paddles in because this chick, seriously, she's going down.
Oh my god, that person is so drowning right now.
There's 2 of them.
Holy
Just when we thought we couldn't get any worse, there's 2 more heads in the same rip, and they weren't looking good either.
Oh my god.
Where did they even come from?
So we've got 3 people now needing help. We've got 1 jet ski in the water and lifeguards scattered everywhere.
Oh, she went under. Oh my god. Go, mate.
From the tower, it's one of the scariest things as a lifeguard because you're watching someone drown and it goes in slow motion the time the buggies get into that person and you're literally sitting there helpless watching them sink.
Oh my god.
By the time Hoppo was radioed to go in and he was paddling out, I'd seen it from there. You just got to get there as quick as possible.
On the way out, a good Samaritan is helping one of the struggling men. He desperately calls for Hoppo to help his friend further out.
So when I got to the guy, it was choppy conditions. He was panicking, but his concern wasn't about himself. It was more about the other woman.
At the back of the rip, a young surfer and a volunteer lifesaver have saved the woman's life.
That kid just saved that chick's life.
Yeah, right.
Jake arrives for the pickup.
All right, Jake's there.
Hoppo collects the man.
We got her. Yeah, we've got her, get on.
She wasn't the best swimmer and she'd been sort of fighting that rib.
Hey, yeah.
She wasn't in a good way. She was a bit distressed when I got to her.
Jump on the mat. Yeah.
Even once all the resources arrive and you think the scenario is over, someone who's been fighting a rip for a minute that can't really swim, they've completely fatigued and there could be a rescue board right in front of them and they just can't grab it. So all of a sudden the rescue's not over.
Hold on.
So that's it. Holy shit. Got it as.
Yeah, jump off.
Saving someone's life, wrangling a jet ski and managing that all at once, that hats off to him. He's done a great job.
You can even hear the panic on Hop's face. Yep, I'm in.
Yeah, I've never heard Hop panic. I've never heard Hop panic. That was one of the first times I've heard Hoppo just wing it. Yeah, boys, I'm in.
Once you hear Hop start wigging out, start stressing and even running, that's when you know it's serious.
Hoppo is not done yet.
Yeah, Hoppo's going back out there now, actually.
Oh, yeah, he's got another one.
I paddle out to another guy and he doesn't want to be rescued.
Mate, get out of here. I'm gonna rip, man.
Fair play for him to give it a go, but I knew he was going nowhere.
Sometimes people's pride overwhelm them and they don't want to jump on.
You're getting in here, mate.
So now we've got a situation where Hoppo's sitting there watching this fella just swim like an absolute clown against the strongest rip on the beach.
Finally, the swimmer accepts the expert's advice.
So I finally get him on the board, paddling back to shore.
Get over there, mate. Walk that way.
And then what's he do? Walk straight back in the rip again.
Well, you know, walk back in the rip. That's it, mate. That way. So, anyway.
This here's another Christmas day at Bondi.
It's one of the busiest beaches in the world, attracting massive crowds all summer. But 1 week, every season, Bondi hits peak mayhem. Responsible for the safety of tens of thousands of swimmers. On weekends and public holidays, lifeguards are supported by volunteer lifesavers.
You get stuck out to sea. Guys, you need to make sure you stay in between the flags. There's a lot of water moving out there today.
Spreading resources across Bondi's 1 kilometre shoreline requires careful strategy.
There's a catch-22 with rescuing people sometimes. Sometimes if you jump the gun, you're taking a resource off the beach and something else could happen elsewhere. Or you hold back and that person just gets real bad. 1 minute they're, you know, climbing the invisible ladder, next minute they're like a tea bag going in and out of the water, so seconds count.
At the middle of the beach, Maxi and Hoppo identify 2 swimmers in a rip.
You're stuck in the middle of the rip. If you swim across, you'll be able to get in.
Hoppo wants Maxi to hold his position.
I was trying to advise them to let them drift a bit further because they were floating towards the sandbank.
From my angle, it looked like they were going to end up straight out the back. It looked like they were panicking a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to go in for...
Probably, mate.
You know, you can't afford to have a wasted trip.
They're going to be standing before he even gets it.
We need all our resources on the beach, ready to go when we really, really need it.
Barely in the water, and Maxi is questioning his decision.
As I'm paddling out there, I knew that they were sweet. You know, you're running in like David Hasselhoff from Baywatch, you know? Everything just stops, everything's in slow motion. Mid-paddle, you know that these people are sweet, and you think to yourself, why am I here? What have I done?
He's looking around for him, but as I predicted, they were standing up on the sandbank and walking back to shore.
See, Maxi should have waited another 2 seconds. Get wet.
I was a bit embarrassed, like when you fall over in the street, you want to jump straight back up, you want to shake it off and pretend nothing was wrong. So kind of headed out the back and caught a wave in and acted like I was going out there to catch a wave.
The golden rule of lifeguarding is when you go out for a patient, you bring them back to shore.
Not go out, get brushed and paddle and get a wave in and act like nothing happened.
Lucky there's a bank there.
The only thing worse than coming in empty-handed is having your boss there to see it.
I hate being brushed. Coming in with nothing, it's humiliating. It's not ideal.
He owes me a case for that if you go out and don't bring someone back.
Sorry, mate, I'm sorry. I learned everything off him. I learned everything.
Yeah, and as we can see, he's still learning.
During the silly season, a trip to Australia isn't complete without a tour of Bondi. What many travellers don't bargain for is a tour out to sea in one of Bondi's rips.
Backpackers Rip is obviously a notorious rip. Most afternoons she's working and we're stationed up there with a buggy. I noticed a gentleman out the back. He didn't have his hand up at the time, but I knew that this bloke wasn't going to get out on his own, so I was going to have to head out and grab him.
Backpacking just central, yeah, Jacko's just going in down here.
2 young surfers offer their boards as buoyancy until Jackson takes over.
You right? He was a bit surprised about all the commotion that was going on around him.
Unaware that Jackson is in fact there to save him, the man is confused.
It was quite tough to get him in because there was definitely a language barrier.
Lie down like this. No, jump on. No, jump on.
You sort of just got to use your hands and say, mate, you've got to get on this board, hey.
Hop on. Hop on the board. Hey, brother, hop on the board.
Finally, everything seems to make sense.
Sometimes it takes longer than others, but we ended up getting him on.
But then, Jackson discovers there's something foreign down under.
Jesus, has this bloke got any dacks on?
Yes, my man, he's on.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether these undies that he had on were like biodegradable or something, but there didn't seem to be much of them. It was safe to say that it was a full moon on the way in. It was quite the sight. He just gave me a wave and off we went our separate ways. One of the more difficult ones I've done, but here he is, he's coming in. Mate, have a go at those undies. I did see out the corner of my eye, his wife was fuming. She wasn't speaking English, but it was a universal tone of, I'm not happy with you and wait till I get my hands on you.
He's in trouble, I think. The missus is into him.
White clothes in water, they don't mix well.
Hey guys, come in first.
Christmas Eve. For scores of tourists, a cloudy day isn't going to spoil the fun.
This rip out here is just banging. It's very, 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 very dangerous today. It's moving so quick. One of the biggest qualities of the lifeguard is patience.
Our patience is thinning, though.
Yeah, once again, just guys, the swimmers out there, there's a really strong rip. Please stay up between the red and yellow flags.
I knew this rip was going to be trouble. I knew it was going to catch a few people out. I know I jumped the gun with the rescues earlier in the day, so I didn't want to make the same mistake I did hours earlier by getting brushed.
Stay or go. Not only is Maxi getting his timing tested again, once more, Hoppo is watching from the tower.
I've noticed a couple of guys in the rip, so I notified Maxi and Will.
Keeping on a couple out the back. Yeah, I knew that they were going, without doubt. Clothes off, straight out there. Mid-announcement while Will was talking. Didn't really know what was going on, but yeah, he was quick to react as well. And hoping I made the right call.
Maxi is once again rushing in for two struggling swimmers.
The rip was charging, the two swimmers out the back, they were struggling, and we knew we didn't have long.
As Hoppo watches from the tower, Will backs up.
When someone's struggling further out, you can see them initially when you're going in the water, so you know your line that you can take and go straight to them. But when you're in the water and you're actually paddling, when there's waves coming towards you, you can't see past those waves. When you lose vision, you start to freak out a little bit and just hoping that when that wave goes, they're going to pop up and they'll be all right.
As Maxi and Will close in, one of the men begins to go under.
Hey, buddy.
Hey! These two swimmers had not much fight in them.
Hey, buddy.
Will grabbed the worst one, and then I grabbed the second worst one, and we executed the rescue well.
You swim between the flags, you think you're doing the right thing, you go a bit too far out, you get a bit complacent, you move a little bit to the right or the left, you end up in a rip, and that's what happened with those guys.
Maxi definitely made the right call to go out when he did. Going when you really need to is pretty essential to the job.
So I think I've redeemed myself from this morning's efforts, but still got another 40 minutes left in my shift, so we'll see what happens.
That was a perfect example to show the Hoppo that I still got the touch, mate.
Oh, yeah. It's been a really good rescue by the boys. Maxi's gone at the right time, and I think he's redeemed himself.
So maybe he owes me a case now.
It's Christmas Day. Bondi Rescue is the absolute one. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Oh.
Merry Christmas from Bondi.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Merry
Christmas Day. Before heading back to the North Pole,
Merry Christmas.
Santa's paying a quick visit to North Bondi.
Oh, yeah.
At Bondi's south end, lifeguards are gearing up for the Christmas onslaught.
I've been here for 17 years now, and today is as big a crowd as I've seen since I've been down here. This is definitely upper level.
Just in a matter of about 2 hours, the swell jacked up, the tide turned, the rip started falling, and the beach got about 60% more packed, and just all that mixed together, it's just a recipe for disaster.
As soon as you lose control of this beach, it gets really stressful. So we're just pulling out all the stops.
At the start of summer, Bondi's lifeguards were gifted with an early Christmas present. The new tower at South Bondi is Beardy's pride and joy.
Our lifeguard tower is an essential part of our beach management. It's been a long time coming, that tower, and it is such an asset for us to do our job efficiently.
But as Beardy patrols the water's edge at Backpackers Rip, the tower is unattended.
Oh, come in here. It's all black.
We leave some of our belongings in there, or there's just binoculars and things that we use to do our job, and we can't have any of that essential kit go missing. The key to prevention is observation. Once we see something from there, then we can direct our staff to move it. I think the key to good lifeguarding is a really structured, well-placed observation point, and that's exactly what we've got with our new tower. And it's just aiding beach safety down this end of the beach.
Having had their fun, the intruders take off. But have they left their run too late?
What are you having a towel for?
I was looking for my shoe, but then I found my shoe.
Yeah, that's our tower. I just wondered why you went in and...
Oh, because I thought you guys would leave the shoe there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, all right. That's all you did?
Yeah, I promise. I promise I didn't do anything.
We didn't do nothing. We just looked on the binoculars a little bit to see if everyone's all right.
So I go up there, there's nothing missing?
No, there's not, I promise. Guys, I didn't steal anything. I was looking if everyone was okay and shit, and everyone was all right.
They may have fudged the truth, but Beardy isn't about to make a big deal of it.
Look, I was happy that they're just a couple of little kids. It's new to them. No one's in there. They have a little look. It's like the old abandoned house. Got to go in and have a look, even though you shouldn't. But no real harm done.
Another Christmas comes to a close. While an alcohol ban is in place, police and lifeguards can't be sure if beachgoers have been drinking before they arrived at the beach.
The end of the day can be quite tricky. The trouble is we're winding down, but the party on the beach is kicking on.
6 p.m. and Hoppo spots a woman caught in a rip.
You might have to run here, mate.
Do you want me to go down?
Yeah, go down.
Jackson must sprint 300 metres to reach the woman.
Next minute, I'm running through all the Santa Clauses and Mrs. Clauses and running through.
You can see just that one near the surfer.
Because I didn't get to see where this lady was, I was sort of just running down, hoping for the best. When I got there, I just saw this female and she was definitely going to be retrieved, and she was right at the back of a rip.
Mate, go for it, Adam.
A surfer reaches the girl first.
Yeah, right. Boardriders just holding them up.
So I got out to the girl, and she was actually in good spirits. As soon as she spoke to me, I could smell a bit of alcohol in her breath. I go, geez, she's had a good day this fine. I said, oh, do you want to lift in? And she said, please, I'm Bianca. I'm Jackson. Hop on. I thought, wow, I feel like I'm on some sort of speed date. I've got her in, and she's sort of gotten really up at my grill. I thought, oh, Bianca's getting a bit close here. What's doing?
I'm not sure I approved this behaviour on the beach. To be fair to Jackson, he was still acting professional and he was trying to keep her at arm's length.
I've worked down here for a while, and I've been congratulated before, but the way she sort of went in, it was definitely unexpected.
I was swimming out there thinking that I was all good, and I wasn't. And then I looked, and there was all mate. I'm all good. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Counting down the minutes till 7 o'clock now. It's wild. When Jackson comes back up to the tower, he seems to have a bit of a spring in his step.
You just tried to push me, eh? I got off and she goes, I'm Bianca. I just went, gone into the patch.
It was worth the run.
Oh, not about that. I guess it's not a bad way to end Christmas.
Pack up time, and the lifeguards can finally call it a day.
I reckon I did about 200 rescues on the ski. Maybe more. That was good fun. Bit tired though.
Yeah, we're all sleepers. Yeah.
We've had the crowds, we've had the rescues, and we've had the attempted pashes. We've had it all.